Hey folks, what's good? Welcome back to the podcast. It's your boy Deron, episode 17 of the Deron Harris podcast. Today we are talking about ghosting. That's right, poof. Ghosting. Boo, motherfucker, I'm out. Ghosting. Why do people ghost people? That's what we're talking about today. Who gets ghosted? You know, I mean, all kinds of shit. It's crazy, man. And the reason why I say that is because I got some, there's some people in my life currently right now who ghost people, so, I'm not really going to call nobody out or nothing like that. I'm not here to do that, but I do want to understand what the behavior is about or what the reasoning is. So that's what we're going to be talking about today on the podcast. But first, I want to give some shout outs. I want to shout out, I only got one shout out today. I want to shout out Jim Jones. If you don't know who Jim Jones is a rapper. He was popular back in like the early 2000s. He was really popular. I think he was on some sort of like reality show after a while. But Jim Jones was a rapper for a long time. Jim Jones got money. Jim Jones, he was smart with his money. He's a good, I don't know what kind of dude he is. I like his music, but it's not about the music. Apparently what happened is Jim Jones went into a Gucci store, and he's in this Gucci store, and he's got a VIP suite. He's got about, $100,000 worth of jewels on, and can't get no service. Treated him like a third-rate citizen. Treated him just like had no business being in the store. He asked to talk to the manager. They sent him out some, Uncle Tom ass motherfucker to kind of pacify him, but he kept asking to speak to the real store manager. Nobody ever came. No salesperson ever came and waited on him. He was spending 30 grand. He was in there with, $29,000, $30,000 worth of stuff. Nobody ever came to him. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? So he jumped on Instagram, and he basically let Gucci have it. The retail store, he basically let him have it. I'm not sure where he was. I didn't do that much research, but I'm not sure where he was. But I did see the Instagram video of what was going on, and man, come on, man, Gucci, you got to do better than that. You know what I'm saying? Either that or we got to do better than that. You don't need a motherfucking Gucci bag. How about that? You know what I'm saying? Why don't you go right down the street? I'm sure there's, some beautiful black girl or some beautiful Latin girl or somebody of color, who's making bags like you ain't never seen before. You know what I'm saying? Get that girl your money. She'll be thankful for it. You know what I'm saying? Fuck places like Gucci, man, and Louis Vuitton and Versace, man. I'm going to tell you what, and it's our people, man. We make these people rich for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And then we hate on Keisha down here trying to make bags and clothes. You know what I'm saying? Because we hold these things in such high regard. This is a status symbol to us. We ain't shit unless we wearing some Gucci or some Versace or some Louis Vuitton. We ain't shit unless we got a Hermes bag or, that we got to get out of that mentality, man. You know what I'm saying? And I want to shout Jim Jones out because that's what we need to do, man. if they're going to treat us like that, then why are we spending our money with them? You know what I'm saying? Stop spending your money with people who don't give a fuck about you. You know what I'm saying? That should be rule number one, because we just making them rich and they don't care about us anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, hats off to Jim Jones for bringing that to the forefront, because, quite frankly, that's bullshit, Gucci. I don't really wear like, high end shit like that anyway. I'm a Levi's dude. I'm a Levi's and t-shirt motherfucker. That's. I wear whatever I got, sweatpants and a wife beater. I don't give a fuck. But, come on, man. We got to do, if like I said, if that's how it's going to be, then we need to start supporting, smaller business or people who really appreciate the business. You know what I'm saying? That makes me want to go, search out every, black fashion designer that I can, and just to give them some business, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, by no stretch of the imaginations am I down in like white folks or nothing, anything like that. But damn, man, if I was to go into the Gucci store, if they treated him like that, I mean, imagine how they would treat somebody like me. You know what I mean? I want to go in there and buy my mother a gift or my wife a gift or something like that, and I can't even get no service. Come on, man. What kind of bullshit is that? You know, so I want to shout Jim Jones out for that, man. I mean, for keeping it as real as you could keep it, because it's just infuriating to me that in 2022 we still have to deal with that. But it ain't no skin off their nose. Jim Jones' money don't mean shit to Gucci. I'm gonna tell you straight like that. They money don't mean his money by himself don't mean shit to Gucci. But I'll tell you what, and even if yes, they would feel it if we boycotted. Say black folks, people of color. Let's just say people of color. Not just encompassing black folks. I'm saying people of color. If we was to just be on some like peace to Gucci, yeah, they would definitely feel it, but they would be okay because there's enough people. They got enough money now anyway. They could stop making clothes altogether right now and be fine and be okay and be racist as they want to be. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not necessarily sure if, the views of, Gucci reflect the reviews of the people in the retail store, but not too long ago, a few years back, I'm not sure if anybody heard about this. Oprah was in France with her friend. I believe she was with Gail. She was with her homegirl, Gail King, and they went into the Hermes store in France, the actual flagship Hermes store, and they treated her like she was some sort of fucking jigaboo off the street without really knowing that this is the richest woman on the face of the earth. On some racism, and then quick to be like, once they learned it was Oprah Winfrey, on some, please. Come on, y'all. We got to start supporting ourselves, because that's the solution to that whole problem right there. That's the solution to this whole problem. The little Latin girl down there on down there making shoes, trying to make shoes. Go support that girl. You know what I'm saying? The brother down there, making eyeglasses. Go support that dude. You know what I'm saying? Because he's thankful for it. She's thankful for it. They're appreciative of the business. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to cater to not just, that particular person. They're going to cater and embrace everyone. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just the nature of who we are. So, again, shout out to Jim Jones for that. Got some dope shit today. I think this is some pretty dope ass shit, actually. Dope shit. This is dope. Does anybody know who Sandra Douglas Morgan is? Of course you don't. Maybe if you like football, you do. And more in particular, if you are a Oakland Raider, or not, well, I like to call them Oakland Raiders, and then the LA Raiders, and not the Las Vegas Raiders. Yeah, come on now. If you're a Las Vegas Raider fan, you had definitely heard this news. But I want to say this is really dope. Sandra Douglas Morgan. She is the first black woman in history to hold the position of franchise president in the NFL. So Sandra Douglas Morgan on July 7th was announced. She got the job as the president of the Raiders. I think that's the dopest shit in the world. A woman, black woman, man. Come on, y'all, give it up for home. Come on, man. Doing big things, man. Doing big things. Look at these ladies out here, man. Look at these ladies out here doing big things. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this podcast for 17 episodes now. And I'm going to tell you what, man, the majority of the episodes, every story, the stories that I read, the stories that really kind of touch me, the majority of the stories is some black women, man, breaking bounds, man, making history, man. Fuck yes, dude. Hats off to black women, man. Dope shit, bro. That shit is real, man. I really, really, really enjoy reading stories about that. Not just black women, but women of color in general, man. Because, not to hate on white folks, y'all got y'all accolades. Y'all gonna get them anyway. Y'all gonna give them to yourself. But, it's very few and far between that, women of color, get any kind of recognition for their struggles or their accolades or what they've had to overcome. It's very rare. that they get recognized for that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that shit is dope. That finally, after being held down, at least the black ladies, at least the ladies can come up, because you know how they feel about us, man, already. Black dudes is just, we've been the most hated motherfucker on the face of the earth for a long time. We used to it. We built a callus to it. We get it. But it's always good to see the ladies thrive. So the Dope Shit Award goes to Madam President Sandra Douglas Morgan for becoming the first black woman in NFL history to hold the position of franchise president. Congratulations. I'm going to take a quick, fast break. When I come back, I'm going to let you guys in on what I've been listening to this week. It's actually pretty good. My wife is familiar, but I'm just kind of stumbling upon it. So when I come back, it's going to be earbuds. This is the Darren Harris Podcast. Hey folks, welcome back. Had to take a couple minutes. Had to go to the bathroom or something, get a drink, la 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 la. Today's earbuds, man. I've been listening to a lot of stuff. I'm a hip hop head, pretty good. I listen to a lot of hip hop. A lot of the earbuds have been hip hop. Some of them have been like other artists, but mostly it's hip hop. Well, today's artist is kind of a blend between several different genres, with a large influence in hip hop, large influence in soul, jazz. It has a world. Listen, this dude is. The album I'm listening to is by a gentleman named Robert Glasper, and the album is called Black Radio 3. And I'm gonna straight up say that shit is dope, man. I've listened to a lot. I'm a big Anderson .Paak fan, but I'm gonna tell you what, man, this is one of the best albums that I've heard. I did the Grammy Award winning album, and I'll tell you what, that was a good album. But I'm gonna tell you what, I've heard the majority of this Black Radio 3, and I already like it better than the album of the year. In 2022. This, if it don't get a head nod for something, man, because I'm going to tell you what, man, it's just a great album, man. It takes you all over the place. You know what I'm saying? It's like real soul music, but brought to 2022 with the element, like I said, elements of hip hop, elements of, real jazzy, real neo soul driven, even like I said, man, world music, like over like samba, like crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, I like I said, I pull up most of anybody that I want to listen to. I really don't go to Pandora or anything like that. I could go to Spotify, whatever, but I really just, I do a lot of my research anyway. I just pull it up on YouTube and I listen on YouTube. And YouTube, you can listen to the whole album. You got to listen with ads, but it's okay, But I listen to the whole album, man, and I tell you what, a lot of albums, you get like, 1 or 2 tracks that's dope, 3 or 4, maybe 5 tracks that's dope. Every track that I've heard on this album is so hot, so well put together. The musicality is like music is back, man. Real music is back. I like a good drum program just like the next guy, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure this guy did use some drum, but you could tell that there are a lot of live elements in this guy's music. And that is the thing that's appealing to me more and more these days, is just live elements in music. Like somebody who actually sat there and played the drum, or somebody who actually sat there and played the bass guitar. You know what I'm saying? I'm loving the fact that more and more artists are leaning back towards actual and real music. So, I do want to shout that out also, as far as music is concerned, is, artists is leaning back into, putting down some real ass music. So that's the earbuds. Hey folks, today's program is being brought to you by Your Pleasures Erotic Health and Wellness Boutique. Your Pleasures has a wide variety of adult educational materials, top-notch adult novelties and clothing, real-world dating and relationship advice, and more. Pleasures, that's Your Pleasures, not only focuses on erotic pleasure and satisfaction, we aim to educate people about the health and wellness benefits of intimacy. We are here to prove that sexuality is not naughty, it's necessary. So stop by Your Pleasures, that's ur-pleasures.com, and see for yourself. That's yourpleasures.com. Hey folks, welcome back to the Darren Harris podcast, y'all. I am, of course, your host, Darren Harris. These headphones is trash, by the way. These headphones I got, they good for it. They fade in and out. One of the channels is all fucked up, but that's okay. It seems like I got it to a point. Oh, maybe I was wrong. Got it to a point where it's sounding good. So, welcome back, folks, to the podcast. I got a strain called Strawberry Sherbet. Now, I did another strawberry a few episodes ago, but this is different. This is Strawberry Sherbet. This is a hybrid, and I'm digging the shit out of it. And the reason I'm digging the shit out of it is because it is focus. You know, it is focus. It's beginning to end, start to finish. I am focused on this. I'm going to get this done. Once I start it, it is getting done. On top of that, it does still lend a hand to the other ailments that I have, like, mainly my back being hurt and, the depression and anxiety issue. It definitely lends a great hand to that. You know what I'm saying? They say that, one of the side effects is headaches, but I've not experienced any headache. It doesn't knock me out. It gives me energy. You know what I'm saying? It is, it gives you energy. A lot, especially indicas, they want to lay you down. Some hybrids do. They want to lay you down also. But this one right here, this is straight up in your face. This is straight up, stand your ass up, go the fuck outside. You want to go to Universal Studios, go do that. You want to go eat out, go do that. You want to go to the grocery store and get some shit done, go do that. You want to sit down and write Beethoven's Fifth Concerto, go do that. Whatever it is you want to do, go do that shit. And that's what this strain is about, is go do that shit. So the strain of the week is Strawberry Sherbet. Go do that shit. And the aroma and the flavor are like it says. And in a lot of strains, they say it is. And you kind of, maybe I could take. No. You can taste actual strawberry. It tastes like strawberry a little bit back in there. Even the smell. When I smell it, smells like solid strawberry in there somewhere. And the same thing when I hit it, it's like, yo, for real, strawberries. They down in there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what they did or how they, it's always amazing to me how they make or create the different strains, especially the strains that they name after fruit or different flavors that actually have those flavors. And this is one of the ones that does that. So if you're able to find it, if you're able to get it, the strain of the week is Strawberry Sherbet. I highly recommend it. And I will say this is probably the most creative strain since I've been doing this podcast. It's been the most creative strain. It's been the most laser focused strain. It's been it's been the strain that has helped me probably create the most. I went and got on stage last night. I hadn't been on stage in a long time. And I pulled some new jokes that I had been writing together and mustered up the courage to knock some of the anxiety and some of the depression down and leave my house to actually go do something that makes me happy. And I had a great time. I did some jokes, I kind of stumbled on a few of them, but I just ended up having a good time. I didn't put so much pressure on myself. It was good, man. It was good to see some of the people that I hadn't seen in a while that were there. And, it took me out. It took me out, basically. It took me out. We had a good time. My wife, we sat there, we laughed, we giggled, we made a plan, which is, coming up in relationship goals, which was last week's goal. But, we sat there and we really went through it, man. So if you're able to, find it and hold on to it. If you can get a good amount of it, hold on to it. I'm not saying that people go out and do things illegally. Of course, go out and obtain your card if you're able to, so that you're able to enjoy this without being hassled or harassed about it. So, again, strain of the week, Strawberry Sherbet. Hey folks, welcome back to the podcast, the Darren Harris podcast. What is popping? What's popping this week? What's popping this week? Poof, ghosting. That's what ghosting. What's your name? Casper, motherfucker? Yes, Casper. Ghosting. We're talking about ghosting, man. What it is, why people do it. You know what I'm saying? This shit is crazy. According to Psychology Today, and I quote, ghosting is abruptly ending communication with someone without explanation. Yep. The concept most often refers to romantic relationships, but can be described in other aspects of relationships. Like this could happen in other parts of your life. Like all kinds of shit. You could be ghosted by the person that you're with, ghosted by your friends, your family. You could ghost your job. Your job can actually ghost you. You ever been ghosted by your job? Shit, you walk in one day and your name is just not on the fucking schedule. Well, shit, I thought I was working today. Well, apparently I'm not. Ghosted by your job. You know, motherfuckers this shit is wild. They just feel like they don't want to communicate no more. So instead of, standing up in it and being like, hey, I don't really want to do this no more, or this ain't gonna work out. They just don't call. They just don't come back. You know what I mean? It's it happens a lot. It happens a lot. People who date, when you date people just on some, especially like, wham bam, thank you, ma'am. As soon as you get up out the bed, I ain't calling this bitch no more. And vice versa. Women do the same thing to dudes. As soon as they get up off this motherfucker, peace. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Maybe it was whack. Maybe it was great. You just don't like this motherfucker. The chemistry was well. Or maybe you just needed this for a couple of, just needed to have an orgasm or whatever it was. But, it's just people get up and be on some poof. I want to know why. I got a friend. My birthday was July 3rd, like last week. And I had a friend, and we were supposed to hang out. They even called me up. Yo, what you doing? Da-da-da-da-da. Yo, let's link up. Da-da-da-da. So on and so forth. Cool. I'll be done in an hour. I'll see you in an hour. I'll give you a call in an hour. I'll be done. We can link up after that. Cool. And I went and got a shower. Wife got ready, got dressed, so on and so forth. Nothing. A few hours later, nothing. I called, I text back, yo, what's good? Nothing. I text back the next day, yo, you all right? Nothing. So I didn't text back for a week, for like 7 days. I didn't text back. Then finally I shot another text, yo, you good? Nothing. Waited another day after that. Yo, what's good? You all right? Nothing. Ghosted. Poof. Abracadabra. Casper on a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? My wife actually reached out and was like, yo, just want to know if you alive. And then she got a text back. With the, da-da-da-da, I've had the craziest time. I've done all kinds of stuff. And that's cool. You know what I mean? That's all good. I mean, and this is how I look at it, right? If you want to, people do things, and I say that this is one thing I love. People do the things they want to do. They don't do the things that they don't want to do. If they want to hang out with you, they'll come hang out with you. If they don't want to hang out with you, they won't hang out with you. But my problem with ghosting is this. If you don't want to hang out with me, don't tell me that you do. You know what I'm saying? Don't say, yo, let's hang out. And then when I make effort to hang out with you, you ghost or poof, you gone. No explanation, no apology, no my bad, no nothing. Just on some out of here with it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've spent whole days waiting for somebody. I don't do that shit no more. I don't do that shit no more. I do not do that shit anymore. I don't waste my days waiting for somebody. I'll give somebody a half an hour. Or if I call you back, if you call me and say, let's do something, and I say, cool, and then the time limit is there, and I call you back and you don't answer back, I do some other shit. You know what I'm saying? You can call me now and say, oh, yeah, my bad, or da-da-da-da, or whatever, or not call me. You know what I'm saying? But I've made a pact to myself a long time ago that I just wasn't going to fucking wait for motherfuckers no more. I'm just not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I've missed out on great opportunities and great times waiting for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? That didn't really have the intention on coming in the first place. Now, that's not always the case. Sometimes circumstances actually happen. People can't get there. They got a flat tire. Something happened. You know what I mean? Those things, of course. But generally when those things happen, people are very quick to say, hey, listen, this happened, blah, 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 blah. But a lot of times people, when they ghost you, they just ain't got shit to say if you see them again. Like if it's a friend that's doing it, because, like I said, I've been ghosted by people I've dated. I've ghosted people, you know what I'm saying? But when a friend ghosts you or a family member ghosts you or something, you know eventually that you will have to, or you will see this person again, and then what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So as far as friends are concerned, if I continually get ghosted by somebody that I consider to be a friend, right? Like my friend, I'm always gonna be cool with you. You know what I mean? I know, like I got a couple of flaky friends, and I know how they are, and I just chalk it up to that's just how the fuck they are. But do I wait for them? No. You know what I'm saying? Because they gonna make me miss out on my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to miss out on my life, man, waiting on whether or not, I've had friends say to me, yo, I'm on my way to you. I'll be there in 10 minutes. And in an hour, you call them, where you at? Oh, I'm in Clearwater. Well, I thought you was going to be here in 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So, after that 10 minutes, I'll give you 5 more minutes after that. I'll give you a call. If you pick up and be like, yeah, I'm on my way, cool, I might give you a few more minutes. Or I might even say something like, look, I'm on my way here. If you want to meet me, you could meet me. But I'm not going to sit around and wait to be ghosted. You know what I'm saying? Not anymore. You know what I mean? And also, if you want to hang out with me from now on, I'm not going to invite you. You have to call me and be like, look, D, da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to invite you anywhere, because I've invited people so many times. You know what I'm saying? So many times to go places and nothing. Oh, yeah, no. Oh, yeah, I'll be there and nothing. You know what I'm saying? Especially like comedy shows. I used to ask my friends to come, come to the comedy shows. Yeah, man, I'll definitely be there, man. Definitely, man. I'll support. Nothing. Nobody. But, it's okay. It's all right. It happens to people. Like I said, I've ghosted people myself. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. It happens. Circumstances happen. But, it's all in how you respond to being ghosted, and that, for me, that is how I've tailored my response. If you want to bounce, I can't stop you. I could be upset about it, but that's just going, fuck up my day. And I ain't trying to fuck my day up because you don't want to be involved in it. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? I hope whatever's going on with you is you fine, but I'm not going to, off track myself to now on the other side of that. I don't expect me to do a lot with you. Or to include you in a lot. Don't expect me to say, hey, listen, I'm really thinking about this person. I think that person. I'm not going to think about you like that. I'll think about somebody else, somebody who shows up, somebody who says, who follows through, somebody who says when they're going to do something for you, they actually come through and do it for you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me something like, oh, I got this, da-da-da-da-da, so on and so forth. I could hook you up with this. And then you ain't nowhere to be seen. I can't find you, da-da-da-da. And nevertheless, I never got the hookup because you ghosted. That's another way of ghosting. Don't tell me you could do something for me and then you never did it. Or you never connected with the person you said you were going to connect with to do this. Don't tell me that you're going to do this. I don't hate you, but just don't tell me this because you get my hopes up. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like to do that. I don't like to get my, because what happens is you keep doing shit like that, and eventually I like to call it the little boy who cried wolf syndrome. You know what I'm saying? You tell me enough times you're gonna do some shit, then you don't do it. Eventually, I'm not gonna believe you when you tell me you are gonna do it. If you show up and be pleasantly surprised, great, but I'm gonna expect for you not to show up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna expect for you to blow me off. I'm gonna expect for you, and in that, you know what I'm saying? What kind of relationship do you really have? You know what I'm saying? I'm always going to love you, my friend. You know what I mean? You're my homie. But I know I can't really count on this person for this. Or I can't really, think about this person for this. I can't do it because of what's been happening. So, all kinds of shit, man. How do you know if somebody's ghosting you? Is it normal to ghost people? You know what I mean? Apparently it is. That's a thing now. People just fucking, ghost people out of nowhere all the time now. They're just so, I don't know if, and from a dating aspect, I just look at it as being cowardly. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to say nothing. You don't say, the sex was whack or I got a girlfriend or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Whatever the fucking case, people who date people and then all of a sudden I just think it's cowardly for you not to tell this person. Because, you have given that person some sort of closure at anyway, you know, by not showing the fuck back up. You know what I'm saying? You know, and people like, you know, how many days, you know, do I know before? Listen, 3 days, 3 days. Unless something has happened to you, there's no reason for you not to be contacting me in 2-3 days. And if I contact you and you hit me back with the little one, yeah, the little one word answers or the little emojis, listen, you might need to start thinking about ghosting. You're not really ghosting, but just be getting yourself prepared for this person to ghost you. You know what I'm saying? Because not for nothing, you know, people who are interested in you, they show genuine interest in you. They come at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't mean to keep referring to my wife and I, but we came at each other hard as hell, man. I mean, we was at each other. I mean, I kind of ghosted her in the beginning because, like I said, we met on a dating app and we met on Tinder. And after we swiped right on each other, I didn't contact her for a month, almost a month, quite possibly like almost a month. I didn't contact her. You know what I'm saying? And the day she was going to unmatch me, I sent her a message and said, hey, listen, if you want to message me off this app, you know, you could, here's my telephone number. You know, so she messaged me and then she told me, she said, yeah, you was about to get unmatched. You know what I'm saying? But I was busy. You know what I mean? I was busy. There was other circumstances. I was a general manager of a jazz club, and there was a lot of shit going on. And, you know, I mean, I had a lot of shit going on. So I didn't really have the time. You know what I'm saying? But what happened is once I met her, and like I said to you before, people do the shit they want to do. They don't do the shit that they don't want to do. You know, people who are genuinely interested in you, they will show you that they are genuinely interested in you. And I came at her as hard as I could, and she came at me right back. And we were having a revelation the other day. On August 19th will be our 3-year anniversary of actually just being together, not being married, but being together. And we have realized that there has not been a day that we have not spoken to each other in 3 years. You know what I'm saying? There's not been a day where we have not had communication or have not seen each other. We've been inseparable since that day. So we actually came at each other. So as far as being ghosted, there was no, you know what I'm saying? You know when somebody's going to ghost you or when they feeling you or when they're not feeling you. You know what I'm saying? If somebody's not feeling you, chances are you're going to get ghosted or somebody's going to break up with you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's out of nowhere, though. And the reason why that is because motherfuckers is on some conquest shit. You know what I'm saying? This one and that one and this one and that one and this one and that one. You know what I'm saying? And on and on and on and on to the break of dawn. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're doing. So, you know, it's many different reasons. You know, people, you know, go back to being a recluse. Some people just recluse. You know what I'm saying? Which I believe that's the case with my friend, that they just recluse. They go into a little hole and, you know, they get into themselves and, you know, they reflect on things that, you know, affect their lives. And, you know, that's what I believe it is. So I don't really think that ghosting every time is a malicious thing. I don't really think that. You know what I'm saying? I do think that it's inconsiderate. You know what I'm saying? It is considered emotional abuse. You know, it's like a passive aggressive, you know, form of, you know, emotional abuse or cruelty. You know what I'm saying? It's been referred to as, I mean, because think about it, man. Your self-esteem must go through the fucking floor. You like somebody, you think they like you, and then all of a sudden you don't hear from them anymore. What the fuck do you think that does to a person? Lots. You know what I'm saying? Crushing to a lot of people. Some people get every relationship they've been ghosted. You know, and if that's the case, you got to start turning the mirror around and start looking at yourself. What's happening here? You know what I'm saying? You know, but, you know, some people, you know, they go their whole lives not knowing what it's like to have a normal relationship because, you know, they get ghosted. Some people are easily influenced or fall in love too easy with people. And, you know, once they get what they want from them, poof, Casper. You know what I'm saying? Casper on them motherfuckers. So, you know, it's wild, man. You know, is ghosting a red flag? I see all kind of shit, man. You can Google this shit, by the way. You just Google ghosting, and it just comes up with all, and it's just crazy as shit, man. All the shit is ghosting a red flag. Well, motherfucker, right? It's a red flag. You probably won't even see the motherfucker again. Should you ignore ghosters? How the fuck do you know if the dude's gonna ghost you in the first place? You know, how do you know? You know, you don't know. You don't know. You just have to be trusting. You have to trust them. You have to trust yourself. And you got to be okay with it. You got to be okay with everybody that ain't going to get you. You know, everybody's not going to feel you. You know, everybody's not going to do that. You know, I know motherfuckers that still continue to try to contact the motherfucker, you know, after they done ghosted this motherfucker for... Listen, they don't want to fucking talk to you. All right? You text them 95 times and they didn't text you back. You know what I'm saying? You've been ghosted, man. I'm sorry that you like this person. I'm sorry but they clearly don't have them same feelings for you, and in that you need to figure out ways to move on. You know what I'm saying? To just go ahead, man. You good? I'm all right. You got me. You know what I'm saying? But learn, man. Learn what the signs are, man. You know, people don't text you back, or, you know, they're not as interested in you as they once were. They don't go any place with you in public, or, you know, they don't rarely talk about you and them together, or whatever it is. You know, and that's a romantic ghosting, if there is such a thing. You know what I'm saying? So, motherfuckers try to come back sometimes, though. Hey, my bad. I'm sorry. Maybe I was wrong. I left a little too hasty. And nah, motherfucker, no. You know, and that's another thing. A lot of people will take these people who ghost them back. And don't, man, because you're just setting yourself up to be hurt again or ghosted again. Don't, man, don't. You know what I'm saying? You know, some people try to get these people back. Why the fuck do you want this person back? Don't. You're doing it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. It's a toxic behavior. It is a very toxic behavior. You know what I'm saying? People ghost people because they're afraid of commitment, which means they're afraid of confrontation. They don't want to confront things. So that yes, that's a red flag. You know what I'm saying? Look at this bullshit. Is ghosting a form of breakup? Motherfucking right. Some of this shit is actually funny. You could look at like I said, go Google this shit. Go Google ghosting and just look at it. You know what I'm saying? And learn about it. There's other shit. Breadcrumbing. You know what I'm saying? That's when breadcrumbing is when you give them just a little bit to keep them coming back, but you don't spend all your time with them. You leave for a few, and then you come back a little bit. Hey, how you doing? I'm back. And then you leave for a while, then you come back. And what you do is you're just stringing people along, man. And that's not good for anybody. That's not good for you either. Ain't good for nobody, man. You think you're the man, but really, you're not. You might be for a while, but you're not. You're hollow. You know what I'm saying? You don't have any real relationship skills. And that's what it is. It's relationship skills. Ghosting is a result of poor relationship skills. That's all it is. It's just a result of a motherfucker who can't stand up in it. I'm not feeling you. I'm sorry. This ain't going to work out. Maybe we could be friends. You know what? One person I will say that actually doesn't really ghost anybody. It's my best friend, Dave. Dave, no matter what it is, Dave has always been the guy that to stand up and confront and be like, listen, I don't think this is going to make it, or da-da-da-da. He doesn't, he's always been that guy. He's a very courteous dude. And in that, you know, that dude that's a pretty dope thing. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm sure he's been ghosted, you know what I mean? Well, he's married for a long time, so, you know. But most everybody else, though, I could tell you. And I could tell you, you know, everybody's gone through it, you know, and it's traumatizing. It is for some people, but some people, they get used to it, and they begin to do it to other people. It's like adopted behavior. Or if you're going to do it to me, I'm going to do it to them. If you're going to do it to me, I'm going to continue to do it to them. And that's, you get in a situation where this person has been ghosted so much that they don't hold any, you know, they don't hold any validity in any kind of relationship that they may make. It might just be a physical relationship and then poof out. You know what I'm saying? And that hurts as well, because you don't, you don't have the other side of that. You don't have the other. Yeah, you got some, physicalities, but you don't have anybody to sit there and nurture you. You know what I'm saying? You don't have anybody to sit there and feel who you are. And you feel like nobody feels who you are, and you feel like the only way that you can actually make a connection with someone is, through sexual contact, which is, it's hurtful and it's wrong. You shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be that way. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to use, your body to get somebody to stay with you. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't have to be that way. That's just a bonus. It should be a bonus. You know what I'm saying? So if you are a victim of ghosting, I will say this really fast before I wrap this up. But if you are a victim or have been a victim of constant ghosting, if you have been ghosted and ghosted and ghosted, turn the mirror around on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Turn it around on yourself for just a couple of minutes and ask yourself, why? Why are people ghosting me? Now everybody, I've done that. But no. Do it from an analytical standpoint. Don't do it from a self-pity standpoint. Don't say, why? Why is it? No, do it from a why. Why? What is exactly da-da-da-da? And am I choosing the wrong person? Is it the same type of person that I'm choosing? Are my expectations too high? Are my expectations too low? You know what I'm saying? Start being more analytical about your relationships and the people that you meet. Be more analytical about the people that you meet. I am very analytical about the people that I meet. And that way, you can minimize the ghosting because you can tell, okay, this, that, and you could get geared up for it. You could say, all right, well, I know this isn't going to last for very long and it's going to be that, and you could be all right with it, whatever. Or you could just get out of it altogether. You know what? Thanks, but no thanks. You know what I'm saying? So, no reason to put yourself through that or continue to, put yourself through bad feeling or just, having a bad or a lowered self-esteem or anything like that. So, because, there's nothing wrong with you. Simple as that. And I'll tell you straight like this. And this might sound a little crazy to some people. If somebody fucked you or you fucking somebody, then you worth it. You know what I'm saying? You're worth it. And I hate to put it like that, but you're worth it. So don't give yourself up. Don't give yourself to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Don't give yourself to just anybody. You know what I'm saying? Make a motherfucker earn you. Make a bitch earn you. You know what I'm saying? So, and that, folks, I believe is all I got to say about that. So I'm going to take a quick, fast break. And when I come back, we are going to do the last segment, which is relationship goals. You are listening to the Deron Harris Podcast.
Look for Starbucks coffee in a grocery store near you, then sit back and enjoy the exceptional taste of Starbucks at home.
Hey, folks, welcome back to the Deron Harris Podcast. Yep, you guessed it. I'm that dude. I'm that nigga. Yeah, that's right. I'm that dude, Deron Harris. Welcome to the Deron Harris Podcast. Welcome back to the Deron Harris Podcast. So, last week, if you listened to the podcast last week on relationship goals, the goal was to make a plan for your life with your person. And to be honest with you, it is hard. It is hard. It's hard to sit down and make a plan. It is one of those things, but it is something that you have to be diligent, and it's not something that you can do in a day. It's not something that's a day. It is an ongoing thing, and that's the thing you have to start and understand. It is a long road to hoe. It is something that is going to consume you, consume your whole relationship. It is something that is going to be there all the time. You're always going to have to check on it. You're always going to have to revise it. So in that, you're always going to have to communicate. You're always going to have to sit there and communicate with each other, regardless of how you feel, or if you're mad at each other, or if you're having a good time, or you're not really feeling it right now. You're going to have to sit down and do these things. I mean, all the way down to your finances, what you want to do in the future, where you want to live, where you want to go, where you see yourselves in 5 years. All of that stuff has to take place. All of that stuff has to take place, and all that stuff has to be documented in your plan. You know what I'm saying? Do we want to start a business? What kind of business? So on and so forth. It all has to take place in your family or your plan with your partner. I'm saying I'm speaking from a partner, from a perspective of somebody who has a life partner like a wife. Like, girlfriends are cool. If they stick around and become your wife, cool. But after a while, if you can build with your girlfriend into that, then that's cool too. You know what I'm saying? I know people who are not married, been together their whole life. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just it's for your life partner, somebody who is your life partner, not somebody that you just dating, you just to be hanging out, just to be, having something to do. This is not for that. This is for somebody who is that you want to build with. This is somebody that you want to get money with. This is your Beyonce to your Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody that you want to grow with. This is your Cocoa to iced tea. This is what I'm talking about. Your ride or die. So this ain't for nobody else. So it is very important that you always make it a day. Pick a day where, and that's what we did. We just pick a day. And usually it's not while she works, because she works from home, and when she's done with work, it's usually frazzle time, and we try to eat, and then after that, we trying to watch Stranger Things and blah 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 blah. So we don't really get around to it during the week. But on the Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays are the days that we do things like we go to little markets, and we go do a bunch of stuff. So I go out, go places and eat, and we ride the countryside, and blah 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 blah. Those are the times that we have chosen to pick and stop and slow it down for an hour. Maybe we'll go sit at a restaurant and pull out the iPad and say, okay, well, what are we going to do about this? And we develop some sort of plan. And then very, 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 very important is the execution part. Don't get lazy. Make it something that you do every week. And like I said in the last podcast, this is an every week thing. This is something that you want to do every week. This is something that you want to put forward every week. You want to not let it get stale. You want to keep it fresh in your mind, and that is how you grow. And it's that is how you keep your relationship fresh, and you avoid stagnation in your relationship, is by always having some sort of content and questions for each other, and something to push each other. That is what it is, and that right there is all in plan building. So that's going to give you a large surface area of things to talk about on a regular basis. So it's going to give you a large surface area of things to connect with, which will help you grow stronger in your relationship. So last week, relationship goals, make a plan for your life. It is an ongoing thing. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to say that it is a success. It's successful because it is an ongoing thing, because we continue to talk about it. So that was last week. All right, this week's relationship goal this is a fun one. This is a fun one. This is one that I really like. This week's relationship goal, man. Be silly, man. Be silly with each other, man. Play with each other. Play with your partner, man. You know what I'm saying? Give piggyback rides and tickles, and hold her down and tickle her feet. Whatever it is. Be playful. You know what I'm saying? Be each other's friend. Like that friend that you had when you was like in 8th grade, when you met outside and rode bikes and shit like that. Do that. You know what I'm saying? Be playful with your partner. You know what I'm saying? Laugh. Very big thing. Me and my wife, we laugh hysterically. I've said this before too, and it's true, because I'm not lying. And she'll tell you, we laugh hysterically, like almost snot bubble laughing. You know what I'm saying? At something, at least one time a day. I don't care if we've argued in that day. We always find something to laugh about. You know what I'm saying? That we always find something to connect about. We always find something to joke with each other about. You know what I'm saying? Whether, we sitting here cracking on other people, or we dealing with our ratchet ass dogs, or, we in here in the kitchen playing around, or we just being, flirty with each other, whatever it is, man. Be playful with your partner. Leaps and bounds, you know what I'm saying? Come to bed naked. You know what I'm saying? Relationship goals. Come to bed. Stop coming to bed fully dressed. Stop. You know what I'm saying? Come to bed naked. I come to bed. If I have any kind of clothes on, my wife will tell you, it's usually just a t-shirt. I'm naked from the waist down. And then eventually throughout the course of the night, my shirt will come off, because I get hot when I sleep. You know what I'm saying? But come to bed naked, man. It promotes intimacy. It promotes more intimacy. It promotes more connection with that person. You know what I'm saying? Me and my wife, we get to it. I get treats a lot. You know what I'm saying? But in that, we are playful with it. We make a connection with each other, and we make it fun. It's fun. It's fun. You know what I'm saying? We have a good time, and that's really, ultimately, what a relationship is about, is making the time to have fun with each other and make moments and memories that last forever. You know what I'm saying? Some people, they remember the arguments that they have, but more people remember the joyous times or the happy times that they share, or the funny times that they shared with each other. You know what I'm saying? Me and my wife, we have our own, and every couple does, but we have our own lingo, and shit that we know that's funny to us. Like she's Puerto Rican, so if something is trash, we just say it's que boo boo, in Spanish, which means what shit. Que boo boo. You know what I'm saying? And to us, that's fun, but we have so many of those, so many little things that make each other smile, that make each other laugh, that bring each other happiness, that bring each other joy, that bring each other those times that you cherish and you keep in your heart forever. You know what I'm saying? So this week's relationship goal is to be playful with each other. We're gonna play around. My birthday was just the other day. I think we might try to do something cool. Like we might go to Universal Studios tomorrow. I'm bucking for some Universal Studios. If not, maybe we go to the beach a lot. But I'm trying on some Universal Studios. This week. So that's really kind of what I wanted to say about relationship goals, to let everybody know. Listen, it's go back if you're listening, or if you're listening for the first time, man, go back, listen to the first episode all the way up until now. If you want to, fast forward to the relationship goal parts, man. If this is your part, you know what I'm saying? Fast forward to the relationship goals, because they help me. They help my relationship. I'm not perfect. My wife ain't perfect, but we want a perfect relationship. You know what I'm saying? And we can achieve that if we build with each other. If we plan, if we are honest with each other, if we trust each other. You know what I'm saying? And then it'll last forever. So folks, I think that is going to do it for this episode of the Deron Harris podcast. Thank you very much for joining. I'm gonna say it every week. I would love to meet each and every person that listens. I really, really would. And maybe one day we can. Like I said, man, hit me in my DMs, man. Zoom call me, man. Let's talk about this shit. I could talk about anything with anybody. Let's talk about it. If you got some stuff you want to get off your chest, you want to talk about anything, call me or DM me. Don't call me, DM me. You know what I'm saying? And we'll arrange you getting on the show. So. I want to thank everybody who listens, from the bottom of my heart, because it is, here we are. It's episode 17. I can't even fucking believe it. You know what I'm saying? And this is, again, something I never thought I could do, something I never thought I would have the courage to do, and or the self-esteem, to do this, to sit down and actually talk. But I feel very connected and very close, even though I don't know any of the, I know some of my listeners because, they're friends that support, but the people that I don't know, I do, I'm glad that you have connected with me, and I really hope to connect with you even further. And it means a lot to me. And, like it, man, share with your people, man. Please share it with your people. That's how it gets around. Share it with your people, so, I love you all for listening. I want to thank you all. I want to thank my wife, Yvonne, for being, the greatest wife in the world. She's the best wife in the world. I got the best wife in the world, y'all. I want to thank my best friend for helping me with my podcast and helping me develop it. And I also want to thank my producer for giving me the opportunity to put it on his platform. And again, I want to thank you, the listener. Okay, so I think that is going to do it for this episode of the Deron Harris podcast. I usually have a teaser for next week. I'm not really sure what I want to talk about the next week because I've had a lot going on, but I will have something definitely to talk about next week for episode 18. So thank you very much for tuning into episode 17. And like I said, man, hold your chin up, man. People ghost people. It ain't the end of the world, man. It's not the end of the world. You're going to get through it. So, all right, y'all. Thanks for listening. You have been listening to the Deron Harris podcast. I am Deron Harris. Thank you again for listening. Peace.